Good afternoon. Thank you for joining Your News Arizona. I'm Jonathan Alexander reporting. Today hits day 24 of our government shutdown with no relief in sight. You guys can thank Chuck, Chuck Schumer and all these guys for all the garbage that they're pulling up. And, it's going to get a lot worse. So, like right now, you guys have here, I'm going to share this with you just for the heck of it. So, right now, you have most of you people that are receiving SNAP and EBT benefits, those will run out November 1st because Democrats want benefits for the legals. And keep that in mind. You know, it's like the hell with the American people. Let's focus on these illegals and getting them what they need. Despite we're trying our best to get them all out of our country, it's just not quite working out that way. And so just want to throw that out there in this news broadcast to you guys. Um, you know, so right now, these guys that are not going to be receiving, I guess, will be out there protesting for George Soros and the Democrats and make money that way to cover their grocery bills or whatever. So maybe they just don't give a damn either way. I know the American people do seem to care about what's going on, and at least the Patriot side does. And unfortunately, we're just not seeing things happen the way they need to be happening. Thanks to emergency funding that Trump has provided, um, our military has been receiving pay, thank God. The rest of the federal government's not receiving pay, though. And quite frankly, I don't give a damn if these politicians get a dollar one or not. As far as I'm concerned, they ought to just shut the government down, and this country would be a lot better place off without them. Um, on another note, we'd like to share with you guys what's been going on right now with the cartel and all the trafficking coming in. Right now, they've been trafficking in a lot of stuff that looks like candy, and most of these our kids are getting a hold of this crap, thinking that they are getting a hold of candy, and they're actually taking fentanyl, and it's killing a lot of our children right now. So I want to play this for you guys real quick. See if we can get this over to you guys. Sorry about that. Okay. See what's showing up on the screen for you guys. Sorry about that. That's another report I want to share. I believe that's going to be the one right there. Okay. Sorry, it'd be a lot easier if I had somebody else in the studio helping me with some of this sharing this stuff. But right now, I'm kind of a one man show, so I'm going to try to do my best at getting the one out to you that I want to share with you. And it looks like that's going to be that one right there for you guys. Okay. Lots of fun. Here we go. That's the one I want to share with you guys. And of course, it's not going to let me share it. How sweet. So let's move on to the next story. You got the Democrats right now. Portland PD acting like these riots are no big deal. Truth is, it is very much a big deal what's been going on. And I want to play that story for you guys if it's going to allow me to share it with you. So my apologies. Let's try this one.
Is there a myth or a misconception since this news broke that you're like, oh, I just wish people understood this?
Yeah, I mean, the fact of the matter is, and it's been highlighted so many times so well, but I just want to emphasize, this is one city block. City of Portland's about 145 square miles. This is one city block. And even the events that are happening down there do not rise to the level of attention that they are receiving. We are seeing this true for our society in whole. I'm not going to try and editorialize too much, but these, 30-second, 20-second, 15-second clips that are brought in from months ago or maybe even years ago. We've seen Portland portrayed through the events of the lens of 20 and 21. And what's actually happening in the response that we're seeing both from Portlanders and from the Portland Police Bureau is not in line with that national narrative. And it is frustrating, but we're going to continue to stay the course. I said this on Saturday. The actions of the federal government and others doesn't change the resolve that the Portland Police Bureau has to continue to provide the highest level of safety and security and service to Portlanders.
Is there a myth or a misconception since this news broke that you're like, oh, I just wish people...
So anyways, make a long story short, the Portland Police Department doesn't see the need for the federal government to be coming in with the military and ICE. And I highly disagree with the Portland Police Department chief. He acts like it's not even violent. A lot of people are acting like it's not even violent, which is very untrue. We got some other footage I'd like to share with you guys here in a little bit that shows where they're saying that these riots are peaceful. I'm going to show to you guys that these riots are definitely not peaceful. And I'm sure you guys are very much aware that a lot of these riots have become very violent, not to mention the assaults on our Border Patrol. You look at our reporters out there that's been being assaulted, your freelance journalists, just your streamers out there. A lot of these guys have been being attacked left and right. So I'm going to go ahead and play a couple other videos. Matter of fact, speaking of violence, let's go ahead and share this one with you guys and give me your thoughts on this, whether you think this is violent or not. So let's see. I'm going to go to... I think this is one of them.
Yeah, so she's in trouble. In fact, we are starting to see more and more federal cases or charges on Portland protesters who have allegedly assaulted federal agents or the building.
Yeah, come here.
Now, here's what's interesting. The clip you see right here is all the way back from June. In fact, you can see there's no plywood on the windows. But people from back in June, protesters, are still being charged and arrested today. And yes, we do have the arrest warrant.
They come inside?
Yeah, they went inside without a warrant.
Now, I don't think many people know this. A prominent protester in the area, his apartment has been raided before back in July, yet he's still around and still hanging out. We'll get to that later. So I think you guys are going to enjoy this video because the number one question I get asked is, do these protesters ever actually get in trouble? Yeah, they do. So before we start the video, make sure to please like the video. It's the number one way you guys are helping this channel, and it also helps others see the videos as well. And as you guys know, I'm only one person. The only reason why this story has been so successful is because of you guys. So make sure to get the video out. Make sure to please subscribe, leave your comments. Let's let people know what's happening in Portland.
How's that chase?
Yeah, come here.
Hey!
Okay, so let's start here and let me give you some context. So the video you see, this happened all the way back on June 14th. This was the first No Kings protest, and the entire ICE building had pretty much been destroyed, and this was the turning point for the ICE facility. This is when the whole facility got boarded up with plywood, and that cost about $200,000. Now remember, that happened all the way back in June, and the FBI Portland just announced they finally charged and arrested someone for damages on the building just 2 days before the No Kings protest, and that person decided to damage cameras around the building. Okay, so here's where things get interesting. So the person that the FBI arrested for damaging the cameras at the ICE building, it turns out back in January, he was arrested at another protest in Portland. And his jail time, his consequences, only 1 day. So he had 1 day of jail time back in January. It looks like he returned to the protesting and he damaged the cameras at the federal building, according to the Portland FBI.
So now you guys can keep in mind here, this is exactly what we're trying to get at. You got the Portland PD acting like, there's no problem in Portland, Oregon, and which we all know differently. It's quite obvious. And, it just has continued to progress and progress. And these Democrats seem to think that their cities are all safe. And that's the message they keep giving the American people is, this is all Donald Trump creating all this havoc and all the problem when you got protesters left and right assaulting our ICE agents, Border Patrol, and as well as citizens and our journalists out there and different people for just reporting the news to you guys. So, but again, everybody in the Democrat Party seems to think what they're doing is fine and keeping our government shut down. People losing their EBT benefits and whatever else benefits people are losing through the federal government right now, all because of the government being shut down. Because again, Chuck Schumer and these thugs all believe in wanting to make sure that these illegals are entitled to benefits like the rest of the American people. Explain to me, just try to explain to me, to help me comprehend, if you're a Democrat, what makes you think an illegal that entered our country illegally, that is here, a good majority of them, to create harm to America. What makes you think the American people, as taxpayer dollars, should be feeding these SOBs, let alone housing them, giving them health care, everything in a book? I mean, explain to me where you guys get off thinking that these illegals are entitled to jack shit. Let alone, you think they deserve this over the military deserving pay. Thank God Donald Trump said our military will not go without pay, and we're going to see to it one way or another our military personnel, it has a paycheck. They're the ones out defending this country each and every day. So again, I'll get back to a little bit of this video for you guys.
Now look, I'm just being honest, when it comes to 1 day of jail time, that will be a best case scenario for this person who has been arrested by the FBI. Okay, so ironically, this is the second No Kings protest, and we actually covered this live on my channel, so make sure to please subscribe to my channel so I can give you guys updates just like this. I love looking through all of the receipts we have because we've been covering this story for a very long time, and we are able to cross-reference everything. Now, this video was captured by Olia Scootercast, if you guys want to go give her a follow, and also she works with freedomnews.tv. They have a bunch of good footage and stuff just like this. Now, what we are seeing in the background is, of course, the person who made physical contact with the federal agents. And would you look at that? That protester has been charged with assaulting a federal officer. Now, one thing I find rather interesting, and I don't understand why people don't realize this, the entire facility is absolutely covered with cameras. They can see everything, to include body cameras as well. In fact, let's go back and watch the clip. You can quite literally see the body cameras, and even though her entire face is covered and she has the face mask, it doesn't make a difference. The federal agents can find out who you are, and they will find out who you are. You can see right here, in fact, the person she hit, I think she hit him right in the body camera. Let's back up, watch right here. This is a body camera. Ready? Boom, right there, right next to the body camera. And of course, you're going to get arrested. Now, I always have to remind people, you have to remember the situation.
Now, I have to remind you guys, the Democrats seem to want you guys to believe this is nothing but a peaceful protest. That was one of the No Kings events in Portland, Oregon. We have been seeing and witnessing this stuff around the country going on in different violent episodes. But yet everybody wants you guys to believe that, oh, yeah, this is peaceful. This is all Donald Trump. He's wanting to take away your benefits and all this stuff. And now they're using he's going to take away your Social Security scare tactic. Everything in the book, they just keep throwing at us left and right. And it's a matter of what you guys truly want to believe and not believe. Yeah, for you guys that are Democrats out there, how you guys can get sucked right into this snow job that they're putting on you guys, all to make sure they're feeding illegals. You guys are going to lose your benefits too, Democrats. Hope you enjoy. But anyways, I think we'll get back to a little more of that, and then we'll carry on with this news broadcast.
Protester who you see in the area. His name is Chandler. You may or may not have heard of him. Sometimes he's identified as like a leader, but he's definitely a prominent figure in the area. His actual house has been raided, yet he's still rolling around. So the clip you're about to watch is from back in July.
Shut the fuck up. Fucking feel proud or what? Hey. Lame ass. Get a video of them entering without a warrant?
Okay, we're fighting for
Fucking
it.
lame.
I will go
Fucking
for it.
disgrace. Fucking piece of shit. Fucking warrant. You just entered a fucking private property. All of you motherfuckers.
Did they come inside?
Yeah, they went inside without a warrant.
Now, ironically, the person who filmed that last clip was Katie Daviscourt. Remember, she's the one that got hit in the eye with the flag and then she ended up at the White House. She filmed that back in July. Now, this is her on that day where she got hit with the flag. That person runs into the same house which got raided back in July.
Going into the Antifa safe house, yeah?
In fact, you can even see Chandler in the background.
Why the fuck you stalking women? Fucking minors and shit. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Why are you stalking this person?
She assaulted me.
She assaulted you? Do you have proof of that?
Yeah, my black eye.
Your black guy? You didn't just.
You don't have a black eye. I don't see
Get hit by your boyfriend or something?
All right, the assault suspect is in the safe house.
Assault suspect? You gonna stop now?
Now, what's interesting is this house never got raided again. The police officers who were in the area, they did not pursue the suspect. But I'm just trying to show you guys, sometimes there are inconsistencies when the federal
So there you go. So that kind of debunks the Portland police chief. Where he was sitting there saying in that last interview, like everything's pretty much all right, even though we don't need federal assistance or anything else. But yet, Portland PD standing down on all this crap. They're not doing anything about it. It's been our ICE agents going in and raiding these people, taking them into custody, especially the ones that's been assaulting people. Just do your own homework, people. So I'm sure a lot of you guys have already seen it. So I want to move on to the next broadcast here for you guys, and I'm going to get that shared out to you. So bear with me a second. And I'll get this other screen shared over to you guys.
Last things he said to me is, please, sir, save Chicago. We're going to do that. We're going to save Chicago from horrible crime.
Before sunrise, the streets of Chicago lay shrouded in fog and silence, the kind that makes every shadow seem alive. At 5:30 a.m., that quiet was shattered. Engines roared through Little Village, Cicero, and Joliet as a convoy of unmarked SUVs cut through the mist. Blue and red lights flashed violently, slicing through the darkness. ICE tactical teams backed by Chicago Police and Homeland Security fanned out with precision. Commands rang through the pre-dawn air. Federal warrant. Hands up now. Doors splintered under battering rams. Families froze mid-step. And the realization hit. This was no routine patrol. This was Operation Midway Blitz, a sweeping federal crackdown ordered by the Department of Homeland Security following a surge of violent crimes linked to illegal migration corridors across the Midwest. Federal analysts had spent weeks tracking a growing wave of cartel-linked activity, human smuggling intertwined with drug distribution, weapons stashed in safe houses, and local gangs acting as operatives for foreign suppliers. By sunrise, those suspicions were confirmed. Over 550 individuals were arrested, men and women from Mexico, Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador. Some were longtime fugitives, others had crossed the border recently, blending into the city's underground economy. As dawn light spilled across Chicago, the magnitude of the operation became clear. This was not a standard immigration sweep. It was a federal effort to reclaim the streets from organized criminal influence. Evidence uncovered across dozens of homes revealed arsenals of firearms, shotguns, handguns, AR-15s, all carefully wrapped and labeled with Mexican export codes. Agents seized over 180 pounds of methamphetamine, 62 kilos of cocaine, and stacks of cash in strategic locations. In one Southside residence,
So, as you guys know, right now Chicago is nothing but a war zone, and it's just continuing to progress. And it's like anything. We got to do what we got to do to make this country safe. And unfortunately, we're getting a lot of protests regarding it. Your No Kings bullshit. You got your people attacking our ICE agents, Border Patrol, for trying to do their job. People tipping off different raids that are getting ready to happen, which puts our Border Patrol in harm's way. This is the kind of crap that needs to come to an end. And anybody tipping off our ICE agents and Border Patrol, telling people to go stop them at this certain area, if they know who's doing this, those people need to be incarcerated and locked up, and that's it. Be done with them. And I mean locked away. They had no problem doing, holding prisoners back in 2020, bunch of patriots that went and peacefully protested it in D.C., and they turned around and made it look like it was some mass insurrection bullshit, which the truth is starting to come out, and they're starting to hold these guys accountable. And it shows, a lot of high government officials were very much involved in this corruption, as you guys are quite aware. And if you're not aware, you're going to be aware. We're going to make sure of it. Anyhow, got lots of different footages we're trying to get out there to people, just showing you guys what's going on. And let's see if I can possibly share this other one. Give me a second. It looks like it's not going to let me share it. I'm sure you guys possibly seen this one here. I'm going to try to bring this one up. And, here's what we get as well. We get migrants that happen to come into our country. So they call them migrants, call them what they are, illegal thugs. They come into our country. Every time I turn around, one of them is a truck driver, illegal, that ends up killing a lot of people. And I'm going to share that with you guys on this broadcast right here. And I'm sure good old Governor Newsom's going to back his ass on it.
A tragic update to Tuesday's horrific freeway DUI crash allegedly caused by an illegal immigrant driver.
A California school says its former basketball coach and his wife were among the victims killed in the chain reaction wreck.
Chandler Painter has the details on that story. Good morning, Chandler.
Hey, good morning. So Pomona High School revealing in a post that their former assistant basketball coach, Clarence Nelson, and his wife, Lisa, were among the 3 victims killed when a tractor trailer plowed into slow-moving traffic Tuesday. This dash cam video obtained by Fox shows just how devastating the crash was, as police say the truck driver, an illegal migrant from India, never touched his brakes before plowing into other vehicles.
I can confirm that California gave this individual a license. He killed 3 people, and he first entered the United States in 2022 through the southern border, and he was released into our country by the previous administration. These tragedies are following a disturbing pattern of these criminal illegal aliens being issued commercial vehicle licenses. And so,
and there you have it. I mean, like she said, they came in illegally right through our border. Keep in mind, we have, the same illegals that are being given truck driver licenses were made into law enforcement officers as well. A lot of people back when I was reporting on that almost 2 years ago kept saying, oh, bullshit, we don't believe your story there. And I said, what do you mean you don't believe it? I said, go see it for yourself. Well, now they're actually advertising, that law enforcement's being arrested left and right around the country because they were illegal. They were illegals that got a badge, got a gun, got a driver's license, and then they were told to go out and arrest you guys. I mean, how do you like it? Well, looks like Mr. Alexander here somewhat knew what he was talking about when I was reporting to you guys over the last several years. But I knew it would all come to light soon enough for you guys. So I'm going to get back to the broadcast real quick.
So yes, the Department of Transportation is absolutely cracking down on that.
And in a statement to Fox, California Governor Gavin Newsom acknowledges the illegal migrant driver has a California CDL, but blames the federal government for the crash, telling Fox News Digital, the federal government approved and renewed this individual's federal employment authorization multiple times, which allowed him to obtain a commercial driver's license in accordance with federal law. This work permit Newsom refers to would have been approved by the Biden administration. Well, last night, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy reacted on Hannity Watch.
Now, if you guys heard that, he blames the federal government, even though Newsom highly supported Biden. And it was Biden's administration's government that allowed him to have this license. But now they're blaming the federal government like this is Trump's fault. Keep that in mind. He flat out admits that, this illegal was allowed to become a truck driver and all this stuff under the Biden administration, but all in the same breath, he's blaming Donald Trump. You got to love it. You got to love their bullshit, how they try to manipulate the people of America. Let's get back to it real quick.
That was an illegal who Gavin Newsom issued a driver's license to, contrary to my law, contrary to my rule. And by the way, these aren't always the best and brightest. These are criminals that these left-wing nut jobs are protecting.
And we're also learning that the illegal migrant truck driver involved in that deadly crash in Florida that killed 3 people back in August failed his commercial driver's license test 10 times in a 2-month span back in 2023, guys.
Thanks so much. They also said that Singh failed his air brake knowledge exam twice. I just don't understand, if I trying to just get a normal license, if you fail the test, you can't drive. If you're caught without a license, how do you drive a commercial vehicle without a commercial vehicle license if you fail the test?
Well, 100% agree. But then you also got to keep in mind, 98% of these guys can't even read English. That means they can't read the highway signs, that says road construction ahead or hazard ahead or wreck ahead. These guys just drive like a bat out of hell. I personally been hit by these semi drivers. It totaled my travel trailer, my truck. I'm a first-hand person that can say, I know what's going on. It's happened to me. Unfortunately, these people lost their lives, all due to these illegals coming in our country and giving these licenses. And that was authorized and approved under good old Newsom, who likes to blame the federal government. I mean, you guys got to think about what they're really saying out here. I mean, anybody that falls for this line of crap has had the biggest rock fall out of the sky, smack them upside the head. And I'll tell you what, you must have the dumb stick shoved up, you know what. I'm just going to leave it there. I know this is supposed to be a news broadcast, but I just get madder and madder the more I see shit every day. But I'm going to keep trying to get it out there to you guys. Here's the other one I was trying to share with you guys, I think. Let's see if we can finish this one here. And maybe not, so we're going to see. So that might be it. Okay.
And violence also escalating between protesters and ICE agents in Portland. Just moments ago, police stormed out of the ICE facility gates toward protesters, telling them to back up.
So as President Trump continues to flood Portland with troops, local agitators are continuing their resistance. And night after night, the assaults on law enforcement continue at the local deportation jail, where Antifa rioters, backed up by hands-off Portland police, have shown zero signs of backing down, creating an insurrection that's causing the total collapse of this sanctuary city. Here we go again.
Protests outside this ICE processing facility have largely been contained to a single block, but the perception of Portland as unsafe has created ripple effects across this 135 square mile city.
I don't know why you need even one troop here today. Like, Portland is so not on fire. It's the most beautiful city. Everyone's having, everybody's kind. It's a good place. There's nothing. Look at this. There's lovely people standing around. That's it.
This vehicle.
You got to love it. There they are sitting there saying it's just the most peaceful city, blah, blah, blah. You got to love it. You show me what the hell's peaceful right there. But maybe I'm the one that's dumb. Maybe all of us are just dumb because according to the Democrats, we're all nuts and we don't know what the hell we're talking about. So we'll finish that for you guys real quick.
It's just trying to go through. And this has nothing to do with the ICE facility. This is just somebody trying to get into the neighborhood.
Business has gone from bad to worse.
My business is half of what it was, but it's certainly not going to get better by somebody telling the world that our city is war ravaged.
When you go out to Portland and you see what's happening in Portland, this is like nobody's ever seen anything like it every night, and this has gone on for years. They just burned the place down. These are professional agitators. Right. These are bad people, and they're paid a lot of money by rich people, some of whom we know.
So the war over public safety in Portland keeps getting hotter and hotter. And what nobody's talking about is we're witnessing here a clash between local rioters and their hands-off police and the rest of America. A clash that's on full display every day in front of the local ICE facility, where rioters wearing protective gear clash with federal troops as often as possible. Well, nobody seems to get arrested by local police, who do intervene sometimes, but only when pro-ICE bystanders get too close. A situation that has observers scratching their heads, especially when Portland police made 0 arrests all summer long. Maybe they were on summer break. But this hands-off department-wide initiative did nothing but embolden Antifa on its home turf of this sanctuary, where illegal immigrants, fugitives, and
All right, guys, for some reason, hold on a second. Let me get back to that. Damn.
Alan! Wow. They're taking them in zip ties.
So here we have Portland police making one of their rare arrests, and they just so happen to be arresting somebody with a President Trump hat and a Charlie Kirk Freedom t-shirt. A man who's been attacked several times over here at the ICE facility, yet he's the one that gets taken into custody. He's the one hit with a local restraining order barring him from coming within 200 feet of this place, yet none of the Antifa people seem to be banned from coming within 200 feet of this place. They get as close as they can every single day and nothing's done about it. But where are these rioters coming from?
Antifa is heavily embedded in the homeless and housing nonprofit sector. In many cases, the homeless industrial complex is running cover for Antifa. Antifa is benefiting from American tax dollars, and they're essentially being used as the muscle.
So it looks like these rioters are sponsored by the very state they've promised to destroy. That's wild. Which means this organization isn't just funded by dark money rich people. It's able to recruit new members from the ever-growing ranks of America's homeless while siphoning the very funds that are supposed to help those people. And as you're about to see, this group, the only thing they think about is harming law enforcement and destroying our country.
When you see them coming to the area to protest in knee pads, certain padding, large shields, enough to cover their body, gas masks, at that point, or you realize at that point that these are not going to be peaceful protests.
Wow. Yeah, I'll say nothing peaceful about bringing a shield and a bunch of equipment to a place where you're going to encounter federal troops. But if these protesters are so intent on saying that they're peaceful, if they want to claim that, they want to say, oh, everything's fine, we're here, we just want peace, we just want an open border, no big deal. Why do they need all that stuff? Well, it's because it's their goal to start a fight every time they show up at this place. And the fact that the only person who gets arrested in front of this facility and is banned from going near it is the guy exposing it, that's incredibly.
So, one of the things I want to say that I did not like seeing in that video right there, I saw law enforcement kind of retreating back from these guys. If you can't show them that you're going to stand your ground and law enforcement's in control, that gets these kind of thugs to keep advancing upon you and your men. So I highly disagree with the way the Portland PD, these people are handling a lot of this stuff. And again, you've got, it's pretty much the people that support Donald Trump that they'll put in handcuffs quicker than anything and keep you in jail. these protesters that they have arrested, these guys, they're in not even 8 hours, they're released, and they're back on the street doing it all over again. The judges just have no due process or anything else, and they don't give a damn about the law. They're making the laws up as they go. Unless you're a patriot, of course. That, you know, people like me, if I'm down there reporting, and if they want to say, well, Mr. Alexander was in our face too much, then throw me in jail, you know, chances are they'll probably keep me in jail quite a while to make an example of me, hoping that I'm just going to go away. So anyways, get back to a little more of that for you guys here. And I've got a busy schedule ahead.
Frightening. And look at what he just filmed the other day.
Thank you for the donation, Kyle. You're awesome.
They're headed to a storage unit. They've got all their gas masks. Look, they got so many supplies, they're falling off their truck. Look at these guys.
What is this place? What is this place? We need to figure out what this place
It's
is.
a warehouse, man. Look, you can hear him harassing him in the background.
I think it's a storage place.
It's something.
Reserved for South Waterfront Storage. So they got a storage in here, you guys.
That's crazy.
They got a storage in here.
South Waterfront Storage. Okay. South Waterfront Storage. Portland, Oregon. Look at this. It is a 1-minute trip from the storage facility to the ice facility. Yep, that's the same storage place that he was at. And look, you head right over here, and look at that! There's the ice facility where you can go and do your riding. It's literally the closest building they can find. And they got all their supplies in there. They're as far away from there.
Keep in mind, you know, they got all their supplies. Who's funding those supplies? I mean, you know, these rioters aren't working besides out doing the rioting. Who in the hell's funding these people? And everybody keeps saying George Soros, George Soros. I think it even goes for a lot deeper than George Soros. I think I said it in my broadcast the other day. I think a lot of it's the cartel that's funding a lot of this, or even funding the Democrats to get them to keep this rioting up, because the ICE agents and Border Patrol are very much hurting the cartel's industry. The trafficking of drugs, the human trafficking, it's all multi-trillion-dollar operation. So with that being said, you know, the cartels got millions and millions of dollars. Don't let anybody fool you. They're very well funded. So I don't put anything past the cartel funding even our own government officials, getting them to help intervene in this. That's why we're seeing so many of our government officials even being corrupt and tipping off the left where the ICE agents are going to be at, and just left and right. So try to get that all out in one breath. So there you guys go. That's just my thoughts and opinion on the matter.
Stuff is happening in plain sight, and these rioters come out of that place, suit up, and then go attack America. It's just terrible.
Seen in a matter of minutes. This is the drill when a vehicle comes or
Look,
goes
they're wearing
from
all the
this
stuff in the
Portland ICE
background.
Facility behind me. You can see those Customs and Border Patrol as well as federal police at the ready. They're preparing to push out and to help a vehicle to either come or go from this building.
So that's the drill. These guys are wearing this riot equipment that may have come from that storage unit right there. They suit up, and their goal is to do battle with federal troops who need to open the front door and do their jobs. That's terrible. And for over 100 days, this has gone on. Constant agitation, sparring with law enforcement, all of it violent, none of it peaceful, except when people are peacefully taken into custody. That's as much peace as we're getting from these folks when they are safely brought into this place and charged with federal crimes. But as you're about to see, these people are so angry, sometimes the rage boils over and they attack people who aren't even related to ICE.
There have been nearly 150
Look at this.
arrests outside the facility.
Look at the Antifa traffic
since
controllers.
June. Now, you can see this vehicle is just trying to go through.
They're kicking this
And
SUV,
this has nothing
throwing
to
trash
do
at it.
with the ICE facility. This is just somebody trying to get into the neighborhood.
Somebody who lives there.
And that's why many of the residents in this area of South Portland, they are so tired of this protest activity.
Yeah, because they can't even drive down their own street. The mob has totally taken this place over. It's their street now. Antifa runs this town, and if you want to pass through, if you want to work there, if you want to live there, and God forbid, if you want to be part of the federal government and keep America safe there, you got to go through them, literally. And these rioters, every single time they come out here and line themselves up, what are they doing? They're refusing to leave. They're disobeying federal commands. And if you watch them, they don't give our troops an inch. They press them from the moment they start backing up until they back up back into that facility. There's nothing peaceful about putting your face so close to a federal agent so that you can scream at them and make physical contact. Peaceful protesters stand far away.
And some of it's still in the air. That's
So there you have it there. Once again, you can see the federal law enforcement officers. These guys keep retreating and backing up as they're coming forward. That's not the way you handle this kind of a job. If you're going to be out there in the field, you need to stand your ground. Let these demonstrators know that you're not going to be tolerating this kind of behavior, and you got to make examples out of them by just taking their asses in and being done with them. And if you don't have enough federal agents on the ground, federal law enforcement, you bring in more to get the job done. This retreating bullshit just drives me nuts.
to disperse the crowds, typically after repeated warnings for demonstrators to stay off of federal property. Now, at least one person has been taken into custody today, and there were 2 arrests last night.
Look, that's not enough arrests. You got a zoo of mayhem going on in the streets out here. This is just absolutely ridiculous. Peaceful protesters don't need tear gas. Peaceful protesters don't need to be confronted by troops in riot equipment who warn them multiple times to leave before they do anything. You know, these Antifa people, they want you to think that ICE is just storming out of this facility at random and dragging people inside. But that's not what happens. They line up. They tell people they're coming. There's a message that plays over a loudspeaker, commands everyone to leave. And when you see someone getting arrested, they have had so many opportunities to obey the law, it's not even funny.
That's almost an insurrection, that place.
His comments freeing up
it is an
another
insurrection.
possible avenue to send troops to the ICE facility should the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals make a ruling preventing them from deployment.
Well, and you know, if these guys have their way, you know, that they're going to make sure the military is totally away from Portland, Oregon, Chicago, Illinois. They keep appealing it and appealing it. They don't want our military on the ground, let alone ICE agents in their cities. So just wanted to share a bunch of that with you guys today. I keep seeing these different reports coming across ABC, NBC News. I like to scroll back between all the news networks, and they keep claiming how these are peaceful protests and no Kings events were no more Kings events were, or whatever you call it, no Kings events, sorry. They keep claiming that all these events are so freaking peaceful that we're all just lunatics. So anyways, just got a bunch of other reporting. I'm going to be out in the field, getting ready to leave here soon, and got some other reporting I'm going to be doing, and we'll be getting that shared over to you guys soon. And I'm looking for somebody to help be a host to this, to help me with the screens and different things that I want to share, because I'm trying to broadcast, going back and forth to video footage, So if you know somebody that is capable of doing this, I'd be happy to get them set up to where they can enter my studio with me and help me share screens back and forth as we're doing different broadcasts and live footage, especially when I'm out in the field. I'd like someone else to be able to control a lot of the footage and get it to you guys as I'm sharing it. So if you know somebody, have them contact me, 928-716-3189. That would make my life a lot easier for these broadcasts. And especially somebody that's just kind of bored, not doing a lot right now, or semi-retired. This would probably be a perfect position for you if you know how to run computers and different things for the network. We will be starting our live on Q Television, Q Broadcast, .com. So we're going to be on Q Broadcast. It's going to be under Your News Arizona on Q Broadcast, which will be out on our television. And we're going to start doing a morning talk show and probably an evening broadcast. So you guys can stay tuned for that. If you guys are part of Q Broadcast, you can jump on aboard. If you're not, you can check out Q Broadcast for $59.99 a month right now. If you sign up until between now and November 3rd, it's $59.99 a month with no contracts involved. After that, after November 3rd, it goes up to $69.95 or $69.99. Sorry, can't even talk today. I'm going to share the link right here for Q Broadcast. It's up there in the right-hand corner. I just shared it. And you guys can check it out for yourself and see if it's anything worthwhile for you. I've been using it for a little over 3 years now, and I get all my HBOs, all my movie channels, all my local news networks, as well as national news, all for one low price. And it's far cheaper than satellite or cable. I'll tell you guys that. And just the savings you'll have each year just by going with Q Broadcast versus your cable or satellite, which is now well over $100 some. Just look at the money you'll be saving. So, and if you don't like it after 30 days, just cancel it, and you're not locked into any kind of contract with Q Broadcast. So, anyways, I'd like to get back to just a little bit more of what's been going on around the country. Again, people are about ready to lose their EBT benefits, or whatever you call them, food benefits. That's going to be happening on the 1st of November. And again, you guys can thank the Democrats for this, because they prefer to feed illegals versus the American people. And so in the meantime, with the government shutdown, if it's not resolved before November 1st, you guys are just going to lose your benefits. And I see that coming. I see the Democrats aren't budging. Again, we're at, I think it's day 24, and the Democrats have not budged on this. And at this point, there's no sight. There's no relief in sight for anybody. All I know is the Republicans, I don't blame them. I would not, I would not give in to the Democrats. I don't believe in supporting illegals, and I sure in the hell don't believe in feeding and housing them. So as far as I'm concerned, leave the damn government shut down, and we'll figure out another way to feed the people if that's what it needs to be. Maybe some of you don't like me for saying that, but I would rather I'd rather starve than to give into these illegals, and to give into the Democrat Party. That's where I stand. So, anyways, guys, I got a lot of news broadcasting I'm going to be doing here soon. I'm working on the studio still. I've just about got everything resolved for network difficulties. Just still got to get the screen sharing figured out, which I'm getting there, as you see. Sometimes I still mess up, but I'm getting things to where it needs to be. Again, if I had somebody working with me in my studio, that would help a lot. So if somebody wants to help out, reach out to me. And again, I will see if I can post my number to you guys on here as well. Let's see. Let's see if I can't put it in a comment to you guys. Okay. So there's the comments section. I'm going to go ahead and put this down here. Okay, I just posted my phone number up at the top right there, as you guys can see. So if you guys know somebody that would like to work with me in the studio here, again, I can give you access to work with me remotely out there to where you can log into my studio and you can help me with my daily broadcast, getting things shared out, especially once I'm on Q broadcasts on television. I'm definitely going to need extra help in the studio. I can't do all this on my own. So anyways, Anna Townsend, I see you say you're looking into it. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. I think you said something about Will Johnson. And let's see. Let me see if I can read some of these comments from you guys today. And let's see, Christine Ostrowski, and why are the protesters wearing gas masks and all that stuff, or regular masks, like they don't want ICE to do? Well, the reason why is because ICE has been having to use tear gas, and so these protesters are wanting to be there to the end. So they are coming well geared, they're well funded. And keep in mind, this gear is not cheap. These guys are all coming prepared. So they're in the fight to the end. So our ICE agents and law enforcement, the stuff they're using on these riders isn't even affecting them. So let me see if there's any other comments on here to answer. All right. I appreciate you guys joining into the show today, to the news broadcast. Just trying to get some extra things out to you guys. And God bless all you patriots out there. Hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. And again, just keep our men and women out there in your thoughts and prayers. And keep our team in your thoughts and prayers. And just we've all got our hands full. So anyways, all right, I've got to end this broadcast, and we'll see you guys soon. Jonathan Alexander reporting, Your News Arizona.